Cocoa, all about it. In Korean, cocoa. Portion of an ode to the chocolate tree, dedicated to Cardinal Francis Maria by Nya 1664? 1664? What? 어떻게 다시? Onata teris arbor in ultimis et mexicani gloria littoris foecunda succo quo superbit aetherium chocolata nectar tibi omne lignum sedat et omnium propago florum raurus adoreas nectens triumphis quercus alnus et Libani Prediosa Cedrus. I have no idea if I read it right correctly, so don't trust me. Translated. O tree upraised in far-off Mexico's, the glory of their golden strands, as heavenly nectar from a chalice flows, is chocolate for other lands. To thee, the palm of every tree is given, and every flower yields thee homage sweet. The laurel crowns thy head, the oak, the elder tree, and precious cedar triumph at thy feet. No. Ooh. Oh. When I say old books, they seem to have glued these illustrations. So nice. Oh. Looks like a pen drawing. Excuse it. Reproduction of the frontispiece of very old Latin book on chocolate. Oh, published in 1639. The subject is allegorical, representing a casket of chocolate being handed to Neptune to make known to the countries of the world. Oh! So chocolate is holy. By Historicus, who made up this name? Oh dear. 1896, London. Oh. 3 years ago, the writer ventured to place before the public some details respecting the cultivation and use of cocoa, and he has since been enabled to collect much new and, as he believes, valuable information. Few early books treat accurately or exhaustively of the subject, but nearly all the earlier travelers and settlers referred to cocoa as an important article of consumption in South America and Mexico long before it was known in Europe. A number of extracts have been made from publications and manuscripts in the British Museum and elsewhere, and exact copies of some very rare plates have been produced by the photo Zinco process, which it is hoped will prove of general interest. We owe much to adventurous navigators and explorers for luxuries that we have now become a necessity of civilization, and to capitalists who have made use of their wealth to develop and improve the cultivation of now familiar products. Vast tracts of rich alluvial soil still remain uncultivated and are likely, if properly utilized for generations to come, to be at once means of employment and source of supply, and it is generally admitted that cocoa claims probably more attention than any other food product throughout the tropical zone in which it flourishes. Oh. Mm, vanilla. 음. 오, 이게 뭐야? 아, okay. Cocoa, all about it. History and cultivation of the plant. It was one of the dreams of our childhood to sail on the bosom of that mighty river whose watershed drains the greater part of the northern portion of the continent of South America, and to explore the secrets of its thousand tributaries that penetrate forests untrodden by the foot of man. Forests teeming with innumerable brilliantly colored birds and insects luxuriating in their own paradise of tropical plants and flowers. Far into the dark recesses of these forests, the tributary streams of the Amazon flow, shadowed by trees growing to the water's edge and festooned by gigantic creepers which hang in rich foliage and flower over them. We follow these streams towards their sources among the snowfields and rocky defiles of the Andes, amidst the ruins of an ancient world and people almost extinct as nations, but whose history bring thrilling memories of bygone days of civilization and government. The country through which we pass was the original home of the cocoa plant, and it is found at the present day growing there in all its pristine luxuriance. Its ancient history is embalmed in travelers' stories, combining the real and the legendary, that is to say, the instructive and entertaining. Mendoza, in his collection and interpretation of hieroglyphics, is thus quoted in Aglio's Antiquities of Mexico. The last king of the Toltecas, Quetzalcoatl, saw great prosperity among his people. This king, having drunk a beverage given to him by a magician, Titlatkawa, on the pretense that the king would thereby be transported to a distant city which he desired to see, lost his self-possession and began to weep bitterly, and was moved to leave his country. With the resolution which he had now formed in consequence of the art and incarnation of the magicians, he caused them buried to be he caused whatsoever he possessed made of silver and of shells to be burned and buried with other precious things beneath mountains and beds of rivers, and as he was a magician, he changed the cocoa trees into others of a different kind called mistletoe, and he commanded every species of bird which solaced and charmed that reason to fly away to the country of Anahuac, which is more than 100 leagues distant from Tula. I have all kinds of accents, so bear with me, please. 이게 Burkas야. Burkas gives us the history of the Mexican nation in his travels in America and informs us that the Mexicans first arrived at the site of the city of Mexico AD 1324. And because they liked well the greatness and situation of the place, after that they had traveled in their journeys and wandered many years from country to country. Being come from far countries and following their journeys. They came and settled down in the place of Mexico. What are these stars or flowers? It is interesting to note that probably America was thus early colonized from Europe, as Montezuma confessed to Cortes that he and his nobles ancestors had come from the same part of the globe as the Spaniards, as a part situated towards the rising sun. The civil polity also agrees in many respects with that of the Jewish nation, so that this and other facts point to them as the parent race of the rulers of Mexico. Really? He also tells us of the particular tribute which every town subdued paid to these lords of Mexico, mainly consisting of baskets of cocoa, which will be treated of in the chapter History of the Use of Cocoa. Cocoa. Miss... What? MS? What is this? Somebody explain it to me, although you cannot comment. In the manuscript room of the British Museum, written in Old English characters and entitled A Voyage to the West Indies and New Spain, Yucatan, made by John Chilton in the year 1560 says, so we were provided a victuals till we came where towns were in the province of Soconusco, where growth cacao. 뭐야, 위치인가? The Christians carries from thence unto Nova Hispaniola because it will not grow in a cold country. This is many problems of my life. Their cheapest 뭐라고? Marcadice merchandise maybe is cacao. Further on, describing the principal town of the province of Coatzacoalco, Merida, he adds, where there is a bishop, and almost 100 Spaniards. The Indians of this province pay their tribute in mantillas of cotton, wool, and cacao. There is no port in this province for a ship of 100 ton to ride in, save only in the river of Tabasco, by which this city of Merida standeth. Okay, I even get lost with traditional Korean too, so. Okay. All right. Very interesting, isn't it? Oh. Natives carrying cocoa, fruits, and other produce as tribute. History of America. Frankfurt, AD 1600. Let's see. Okay. You said iguana? Healthy people. Fascinating. To be continued.